It was the summer of 2004. The presidential election was just around the corner, and everyone was waiting for Democratic candidate John Kerry to choose a running mate. That was when the New York Post got a big scoop and rushed to print this front page story. Kerry's choice. Dem picks Gephardt as VP candidate. Now, John Kerry did not pick Missouri Congressman Dick Gephardt to be his running mate. The New York Post got it wrong. Sort of the vice presidential version of Dewey defeats Truman. But maybe John Kerry should have listened to the Post prediction that morning, because the man John Kerry did pick to be his running mate that year was this guy, North Carolina Senator John Edwards. And by 2018, John Kerry was telling news outlets that choosing John Edwards was a mistake. Kerry said Edwards didn't measure up as vice presidential candidate because 7 years after Kerry and Edwards lost the 2004 presidential election, John Edwards became America's first national political candidate to be indicted for a scheme to pay hush money to a former mistress in order to cover up an affair.
With his daughter Kate by his side, John Edwards took responsibility for doing wrong, but not for breaking the law.
I did not break the law, and I never, ever thought I was breaking the law.
At issue, almost $1 million provided by two wealthy donors. According to the government, the money was used to hide Edwards' mistress, Rielle Hunter, and later their child, while he ran for president. The 6-count indictment alleges the payments constituted unlawful campaign contributions and accuses Edwards of soliciting and covering them up, saying he knew that if the affair became public, it would undermine his image as a family man and destroy his candidacy.
No one has ever been charged, either civilly or criminally, with the claims that have been brought against Senator Edwards today.
No one has ever been charged, either civilly or criminally, with the claims that have been brought against Senator Edwards today. As far as national political candidates are concerned, that claim is still true, at least for now. The world is waiting to see if Manhattan District Attorney Alvin Bragg will bring charges against Donald Trump for his own alleged scheme to pay hush money to a former mistress in order to cover up an alleged affair. And the potential case against Trump is remarkably similar to the one brought against John Edwards a decade ago. Both cases involved paying a woman to keep secret an alleged affair during a presidential campaign. And both cases hinge on the idea that the hush money paid to cover up that affair, that money constituted an illegal campaign donation. Those similarities are nearly certain to be in the back of Manhattan DA Bragg's mind right now, because even though John Edwards' political career was effectively ended by the discovery of his affair and his secret love child, the legal case against Edwards proved significantly less damning. In 2012, a jury acquitted Edwards of one campaign finance charge at the center of the government's case against him. The jury deadlocked on 5 other charges. But because Edwards was found not guilty on that campaign finance charge, the rest of the case started to look a lot shakier, and the prosecution chose not to retry Edwards on those other charges. And now legal experts are warning of similar pitfalls in the potential case against Donald Trump. It is not yet clear, for example, whether or not prosecutors will be able to prove that the alleged hush money payment made to Stormy Daniels, whether that constituted a campaign finance violation. So, how can prosecutors avoid repeating history as they weigh whether to bring these historic charges against a former president?